How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. Just checking in, see how things are going. I see a lot of you have been turning in assignments. That's great, love it. Keep up the good work. And how are we doing with the systems of equations? Well, I've got a little quiz for you to do. Hopefully you guys will do well on it. And let's get to it. Okay, here's how we'll do this. Take these three systems of equations, pause this video, write these down, work them out, and then when you're ready, when you've got them worked out, when you've got your answers, start the video again and I'll explain each one at a time, okay? So your systems of equations are, number one, x plus 3y equals 1 and 2x plus 6y equals 2. Number two, 3x minus 2y equals 7 and negative 2x minus 4y equals 6. And number three, 5x plus 3y equals negative 2, negative 15x minus 9y equals 5. Write those down, work them out, and then when you're ready, restart the video. Okay, so here we go. We can see that x plus 3y and 2x plus 6, do we have common factors, common multiples? And yes, we do. We can see that. We can see that if we multiply the top equation by negative 2, we get something that we can work with to eliminate for a variable. So let's do that. Multiply the first equation by negative 2. When you do that, you end up with negative 2x minus 6y equals negative 2. That's your new first equation. Good. Next step. We're going to combine that new first equation with the second equation. So our new first equation, if we multiply by negative 2, is negative 2x minus 6y equals negative 2. Remember, every term inside the parentheses multiplies by what's on the outside. That's how we did that. So what ends up happening with the second equation, 2x plus 6y equals 2, we can now combine them. So a negative and a positive 2x ends up being 0. A negative 6y and a positive 6y is 0. And a negative 2 and a positive 2 is 0. So what does that tell us? That we have infinite solutions, infinitely many solutions. Infinite many solutions. Why is that? Why is it infinitely many solutions? Well, let me show you. So, why is it infinitely many solutions, infinite solutions? Well, let's look at something. If we convert both equations into slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, which we did here, x plus 3, y minus 1, subtract x both sides, divide by 3, and I get this equation right here, y equals negative 1/3 x plus 1/3. The second equation was 2x plus 6y equals 2. I subtract 2x from both sides, divide by 6, and I end up with y equals 1/3 x plus 1/3. Both equations are the same. It's the same equation. It's one equation on top of the other. It's just the same equation. So every point on that line is a solution to those two equations. That's why it's infinite. When you end up with the same equation, or when you end up doing your elimination and it zeroes out, all zeros, you know that both of those equations are identical. So your solutions are infinitely many solutions. So your answer for number one is infinite or infinitely many solutions. How many of you got it right? Okay, number two, 3x minus 2y equals 7 is your first equation. Negative 2x minus 4y equals 6. That's your second equation. Are there common multiples? Can we find a common ground between these two? Sure you can. If we multiply the first equation by negative 2, we'll end up with something that we can eliminate. So let's check it out. Negative 2 times 3x minus 2y equals 7 gives you negative 6x plus 4y, because remember, negative times a negative is positive, equals negative 14. That's your new equation for the first equation by just multiplying by -2. Okay, now that we've changed that first equation by multiplying, we're going to combine it in step 2 with the original second equation. What do we get? -6x and a -2x, two negatives, you add them, stays negative. You have -8x. A -4 and a +4 cancel out, they're gone. A -14 and a 6, one's positive, one's negative, subtract. Your answer is 8. The larger absolute value was negative, so the answer is negative. So you get -8x equals -8. You're going to divide both sides to solve for x by -8. You end up with x equals 1 because a negative divided by a negative is a positive, so x equals 1. What do we do from there? So what do? You're right. We take that x equals 1 and we substitute it into either equation. I chose the first equation. So I put 3 instead of x, I put in 1. 3 times 1 minus 2y equals 7. 3 times 1 is 3. I subtract 3 from both sides. I end up with 2y equals 4 because 7 minus 3 equals 4. Divide by -2 and I end up y equals -2. Y equals -2. So this has one solution. 1, -2. How do we know if that's right? Well, we'll have to check it. So how do we check it? We came up with a solution of 1 and -2. So we're going to substitute wherever we see x's and y's with 1 and -2. 1 is the x, -2 is the y. So 3 times 1 minus 2 times -2 equals 7. 3 times 1 is 3, -2 times -2 is 4. 3 plus 4 is 7. That checks for the first equation. In the second equation, same thing, -2 times 1, -4 times -2 equals 6. So that's -2 plus 8. So -2 and a +8 equals 6. It checks. So we know for sure that the answer is correct. One solution, 1, -2. That's the solution, 1, -2. That's where these two lines will meet on a graph. If you graph them, they will meet at that point, 1, -2. Okay, number 3. 5x plus 3y equals -2. -15x minus 9y equals 5. What do you think I'm going to do? Well, you can see it, right? I'm going to multiply the first equation by 3 so that I can eliminate the x, right? So let's do it. 3 times 5 is 15, so I get 15x. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 9y. 3 times -2 is -6. So my new first equation is 15x plus 9y equals -6. Okay, now I'm going to combine those two. Positive and -15x, 0, gone away. Positive and -9y, 0, they go away. -6 and a +5, when I combine them I get -1. So what's the answer here? 0 plus 0 equals -1? What? What is that all about? Well, it's about nothing. It's not true. So if it's not true, that means that there is no solution. No solution. No solution whatsoever. I'm going to just move this. Okay? Sorry about the shakiness, but there you go. No solution. 0 plus 0 does not equal -1. There is no solution. 0 plus 0 does not equal -1. There's no solution. These two lines exist on a graph, and if you look at something, well, they just don't intersect. They will never intersect. Okay? There's no solution. You guys good with that? These are two lines you put on a graph, and they're not going to intersect. All right. Well, hope you found this to be helpful. Alright, hope you guys found this helpful, and hope your confidence is up, and we'll see you soon. Get outside, get some fresh air, wash your hands, and give me some comments, like, subscribe. I'll tell you what, we get, I'll come up with a contest, and with views. I'm going to think about a number of views to get, and if we get a certain number of views, I'll think of a good number. Maybe I'll do something for everybody. I'll think about it. Have a great weekend. Bye.